Hey, my Married at First Sight Nashville fans. Yes, it's that time again. We got another episode to unpack. We are less than 2 weeks before decision day, and this episode we saw the whiskey was flowing at a couple's get together, which leads to shocking confessions. One husband dancing misstep leaves an already unsteady marriage kind of leaning on the edge. And then another groom admits that he's in love with his wife, even though she might not believe it. Welcome back to Romance Review TV. It's Lady T. Got another recap for you guys. Married at First Sight, Nashville, Season 16, Episode number 15, Whiskey a No-No. And without any further ado, let's go ahead and unpack this. So this episode was juicy. There's a lot to unpack in this one. I mean, the season, I guess, was full of different types of drama, but it seems like everybody insists on having some type of issue, even if they have to even create one. And even this week, DeVon Franklin steps in with all of the couples to help them kind of navigate through their lingering issues. And yeah, he definitely had his work cut out for him. So let's first start by talking about Christopher and Nicole. Now, Chris was left totally confused when Nicole tried to explain that she might not always mean what she says. Now, in her past relationship, she was left to kind of self-soothe, so her default was to just separate herself. But that doesn't mean that she don't want validation and support, though. Yikes. So I guess we can appreciate that Nicole really tries to communicate about her issues and her past, but this could actually also kind of backfire and make Chris fearful of the future with her, especially if she keeps warning him away. Now, we did also see Nicole going shopping with Kirsten for some sexy lingerie to kind of spice things up with Chris. Now, while she was there, she does express some doubts about her body, but when she came out that dressing room, the girl looks great. Girl, why you hiding all of that? Kirsten did a great job by encouraging her to kind of achieve self-love and give some sexy tips for the bedroom. Now, I truly hope that Nicole can find a way to kind of let go of her past and accept that her future can kind of have some great things coming up. And if she allows herself to accept it, that would be even better. And, it looks like it's clear that she is self-sabotaging because of fear, possibly, despite Chris being in love with her. Now, Nicole, he's going to get tired of you always trying to create issues. He's not one of those other men that'll hurt you. He's a good guy. And I don't know if Nicole actually have had therapy, but if she hasn't, this could be something that she could benefit from going to work through some of her trauma. Our question is, how did it actually go after the little lingerie treat for Chris? Well, she kind of spills a little bit of the tea on the after party.
So, Nicole, what was his response to the lingerie?
He was a fan. I don't know that it is wearable a second time.
Oh, Chris.
Okay, Chris.
There's no return policy.
You have surprised me, Chris. Okay, go ahead. I'm listening.
That's
Okay.
all you get to know.
Okay. Hey, well, thank you for that tidbit.
So I'm assuming Chris got another side that we don't know about. So much so that lingerie, yeah, I think it's done for. And she's like, I'm not telling y'all anything else. That is for us to keep behind closed doors. So next up, we're going to talk about Jasmine and Eris. So Jasmine first speaks with DeVon Franklin about the state of her marriage. Now, she revealed to the other women all of her frustration, but has yet to explain and reveal them to Eris. Now, she experienced some issues with self-esteem due to the bullying in her life. DeVon kind of catches on to the correlation between her suppressing her feelings when she's in a stressful situation to how she kind of shut down with her husband. Now, after some thought, she is finally able to admit that she is afraid of hearing negative responses to her feelings. But Jasmine has to have the confidence and some courage to confront those issues head on. And hopefully after this conversation with DeVon, she'll attempt to kind of have this discussion with Eris. As for Eris, Eris also had an interesting conversation with DeVon regarding his marriage. Now, he wants a partner to share his life with, yet he did admit that he wasn't putting in a lot of effort with Jasmine to potentially have just that. Now, one of their major issues is communication. Jasmine is afraid to get hurt. Eris almost seemed content with the way things are going. And yeah, he did make an effort to go deeper in conversations recently, but what is his intention behind that is the question. Is it truly getting to know and possibly building something with Jasmine, or is it just to make regular conversation? Now, Jasmine seems to think it's the second one I just gave, and I know a lot of us probably agree with that. Now, during a group outing, Jasmine admitted into the front of everybody that she has been emotional due to the state of her marriage. And then, of course, immediately Nicole jumped to her defense, and she and several others advised her that it's important to be vulnerable with others. Now, I know we can appreciate how everyone shared their own stories in order to support her. Later, we saw Jasmine pretty much reached her limit with Eris. And while everybody was dancing, she attempted to dance with him, but he danced with the female instructor instead. And of course, needless to say, he spent the night on the couch. Now, the next day, Dr. Pepper came by and visit, and they discussed that whole incident. Eris was disappointed that Jasmine made a scene, and that she was proud that she finally stuck up for herself. And I guess we got to hope that Dr. Pepper can make some sense out of this, because I know a lot of us have already given up on them a long time ago. So next up, we got Clint and Gina. So when Clint and Gina met with Dr. Pepper, she tried to convince them that despite being in the friend zone, that they could still actually fall in love. And I'm wondering, have she not observed these two during the entire experiment? Seriously? I think this couple falling in love in the last couple weeks is highly unlikely, no matter what they do. Chemistry and vibes and all that good stuff has to be natural. And if you need to exercises and pep talks to establish it, then it just might not just be there. Now, they already stated that they are not attracted to one another. And did Dr. Pepper suggest that they try to create some intimacy? It's not happening. We got to pretty much give a side eye there. They're just biding time. It may be time at this point, to kind of say, hey, it's done for these two, because they are not moving each other out of the friend zone. And last but not least is Shaq and Kirsten. Now, Shaq's mom called Kirsten and told her that you need to be more supportive of her son. And he was still upset that she did not attend his work event. Now, Kirsten claimed that she has tried to make up for him feeling that way by sending him affirmations, checking in with him throughout the day. But apparently, his mom and Shaq didn't think that that was good enough. Now, I don't know how to feel about all of that whole interaction. I guess it's too early for Shaq's mom to get so involved in their relationship at this point. They're only been at about 6 weeks. Now, at the group outing, there were 2 revelations that happened, and here's the first one.
Kirsten and I have consummated our marriage.
Went to Pound Town.
That's not what I was going to say.
Shaq and Kirsten went to town.
I wasn't going to say Pound Town.
Why? What's wrong with Pound Town?
No, it just shocked me.
But that's country, though.
Is it?
Yeah. Bring it on down to Pound Town.
And then also later we saw that Shaq revealed that he was once in a dark place and decided to seek therapy. And of course, Nicole jumped in.
You made it seem like you are not having conversations that you know you should have them.
Everything seems to be going good, but on the inside, you're fighting internal battles. I really decided to go to therapy. I get to unlearn some of these bad habits, going through it in silence.
We are here for you. You have an amazing wife who I know wants to be there for you every chance she gets, so.
Sure. What's the matter?
I wasn't okay because me being vulnerable in that moment, another wife spoke on behalf of you and you had nothing to say for it.
Nicole said something, then we got interjected. I didn't even have a split second to say anything. Hand on your leg when you're talking. I rubbed your back as well.
And we're gonna go our separate ways.
So, of course, as we saw, Shaq became visibly upset. He walked away. He was hurt by another woman having to say what his wife should have said at that moment. And, I mean, he got a point. I mean, to be fair, Kirsten didn't ask Nicole to do that, but it was her silence at that moment that was even louder. Now, there's no way that I would let another woman tell my man what I can do for him without affirming that myself. And, of course, apparently on that last trip that Shaq had taken, he found out that he would not be graduating on time. So he felt alone when she didn't come to his event to support him. Now, DeVon did meet with Kirsten and Shaq and explained that they need to communicate their expectations clearly to one another. And if they're not able to do that, neither of the two of them will be able to meet those expectations. Now, Shaq explained that he wants his wife to fully understand his work and show up to his events. And in turn, she mentioned that she has shown up for an event and that she has also supported him in other ways. Now, DeVon gave them some great advice. He challenged Shaq not to diminish things that she has done because she missed one event, because it is counterproductive to do so. And to be fair, you know, I know we can probably look at it as a bit demanding to expect someone who has only known you for a short period of time to attend every work event if they are out of town. Now, she has attended an event and asked him questions about his job, but, you know, I think that expectation is kind of high at this point. They're only 6 weeks in of knowing each other. And Kirsten does convey that, although she has been supportive, it's going to have to grow with time. Okay, so let's get the conversation started down in the comment section. Do you think that there is any hope for our married couples? I mean, who do you think has the best chance to even stay married on decision day? And what about the situation between Kirsten and Shaq? Should she had kind of spoke up before, of course, Nicole did in that whole situation, where Shaq, of course, felt that, hey, you didn't say anything. Let me know your thoughts. So I hope you enjoyed this recap. Stay tuned for other recaps and updates on this channel. And until the next video, like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you next time. Bye.